Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. This is the 2024 Acura RDX. This is the base. And there's one thing about the base that you can't get with any other trim level. And I'm going to tell you what that is shortly. There is a change for 2024, and it's the fact that you can no longer buy the Acura RDX with front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, or I should say, let's be more accurate here, SH all-wheel drive is now standard across every trim level. So if you live in an area where it snows a lot, or whatever the situation is and you want optimal traction, well, the RDX is most certainly a great choice. So let's dig into this model and see what you need to know. If you're saying to yourself, I really like that Fathom blue exterior color, and then you open the door and you say to yourself, I really like that parchment interior, I want that color combination on an RDX. Well, here's some important information to consider. This color combination is only available on the RDX base. So, just something you might need to know about available options. At least for 2024, that's the case, carrying over from 2023. And we will have the diamond Pentagon grille, a very nice look. It looks like it's already in motion even when it's not, just something that Acura does to set itself apart, with multiple vehicles having that look. The jewel eye LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and I know a lot of you don't know about this necessarily. No, you cannot make your lights have that kind of flickering effect. That happens because of my camera, some of the settings on it. It's just the way a lot of these cameras are that we use to film these YouTube videos. So in case you're curious, now you know, you do have the active air curtains right here to allow air to flow through the front end. And an overall nice look with the body lines. If you're saying to yourself, what's the tire and wheel combination? What are the sizes for this all-wheel drive model? 235 on the width, a 55 series sidewall wrapped around the 19-inch wheels. If you've ever seen those numbers on the side of the tire, now you know what they mean. And up here we're going to find the body-colored mirror caps on the power-adjustable heated side view mirrors. Turn signal indicators are built in. And I know you like to see the remote, so now you can see it. Everything here, you don't have remote start here, but that's just where we are with this particular model. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. How important is remote start to you? Some people, maybe more than others. It's not that there's a wrong answer to that question. I'm just curious to know what your answer is. And we'll see a little bit more in the way of some of the chrome here. And then we work our way to the back, LED tail lights. Again, a very nice look. And we'll finish things off with the exhaust outlets. Speaking of exhaust, what exactly is it exhausting? Let's talk about what's under the hood. Under the hood is the 2-liter direct injection turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 272 horsepower. The torque numbers come in at 280. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And how about MPGs? 21 miles per gallon city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now let's talk a little bit about cargo capacity. 28.5 to 58.9 cubic feet. And you have a few options in a couple of different areas to store things. One is going to be over here on the left-hand side. You also have space underneath the floor. If you want to maximize cargo space, pull on the release, not only on one side, but on both sides, and that lowers things down. You can also have a nice view of the panoramic sunroof to see what is here as far as that is concerned. And one additional bonus is the fact that you have a spare tire. For those of you who are wondering about that, now you know, no tire repair kits here. You can also adjust the height of this rear door. I'll just do that real fast for you. You can see right here, well, maybe you can or maybe you can't if the camera's picking it up very well, but hold the set height. So we're going to hold that and listen for the beeps. So now when I close and reopen this power lift gate, you'll see that it has changed its height. So in case you needed to do that for whatever reason, that keeps you from going and looking all throughout the interior in the wrong place as to how to do that. A very simple process. Okay, you better get your rear seat passengers to watch the video now, because I'm going to tell them what they're going to find. The armrest back here is comfortable, quite a bit of space, and here's the door bin. I don't know if I can call it as much of a door bin as a bottle holder, but there is a reasonable amount of space right there. Also, the fold-down armrest right here with the cup holders built in, and then the air conditioning vents on the rear of the center console. And that's about it. You're not going to find USB options back here. I'm just going to tell you what's here and what's not, just so you know. And then we're going to have the panoramic sunroof. As far as that goes from this vantage point, that's what things look like. And we'll take a look into the front seat through the passenger side door. A little more space with the armrest and a little more space with the door bin. Power adjustable seats, and you will find the RDX logo. Now, obviously, you do have the carpeted inserts that can go right there, or they can be left out if so desired. And the pass-through right here, offering a lot of extra space. There is the USB port right there, and a 12-volt power outlet, in case you were wondering about such things. Now you know. And we'll take a quick look across the interior. A nice look here, nice materials. It looks luxurious, as it should. And let's see here, there we go. We push the button to open the very spacious glove box. There is a lot of space in there. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is the button. So we're just going to push right here to open that. It's not actually on the glove box itself, or the door for the glove box, in case you were curious. And here is the center console. There is another USB option right there, just so you know. And then if you want to hide that away, you can, or use that to open things up and reveal the cup holders. And the center console lid is a multitasker. It also doubles as an armrest. And what kind of space is found within? Well, quite a bit, actually. For the size of the vehicle, at least, there is a reasonable amount of space. And here on the driver's side door, well, you likely know what all is here as far as controls for the windows, the power door locks, and you can adjust those heated power adjustable side view mirrors. Now, you will find one addition, and that's going to be 2 settings for seat memory. And right here, if you're looking for the power parking brake, here it is, brake hold mode. You can turn traction control on and off. You can also drop this lever and adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Both seats are obviously power adjustable. And hopefully my lapel mic picked up what you're greeted by when you hop into the interior here, in case you wanted to know. A nice dashboard here, or driver's display, whichever you wish to call that. Easy to use, just looks nice, looks modern. And your steering wheel mounted controls, the Acura logo right there in the center, and depending on your driving mode, you can work your way back and forth through the 10-speed automatic transmission right there. You'll control the headlight and taillight functionality right here, and you also will control the turn signals or blinkers, as long as your RDX is equipped with that feature. It may not be, I don't know. Some of you have it, some of you don't. You can control the windshield wipers and the rear window wiper right here. They all come with that, I promise, just not blinkers on every single model. And real quick, let's take a look. Here is the push button shifter. What do you think about that? Would you like to see Acura maybe add a different type of shifter in the future? We'll just have to wait and see what comes our way. And here's your drive mode selector. Let's go through our driving modes. You have comfort. You also have normal. You're going to have sport, and then we'll go all the way up. You're going to have snow. Now that flickering effect, again, I told you why that is there earlier in the video, just in case you wanted to know. And here on the base model, you're going to find the camera. You've got a rear view camera, a couple of different views. As far as that goes, depending on what you want to see, well, you can choose accordingly. Now, I did want to tell you about the screen, and you might say to yourself, well, it's not a touch screen. That's true, and that's because, well, it's just so far away. Unless you have really long arms and you want to sit really close to the steering wheel, you're going to use the trackpad down here. I know there's varying opinions on that. People have different things to say. But the good news is that once you get used to it, it's not that big of a deal. Pretty easy to deal with as far as that goes. Everything here, no big deal to learn, at least not in my personal opinion. When you get to whatever it is you want to select, you just push down on the appropriate area and it's that easy. Now, you don't have built-in navigation here, but not a big deal because you can pair your smartphone and use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. That means you will then have navigation. So all hope is not lost on having navigation in your RDX, just so you know. And dual zone climate control here in the front seating area. Obviously pretty simple to use, pretty simple to figure out. You also have 3 settings for your heated seats. A pretty simplistic interior, but yet it has a lot of great technology here. And if you're looking to turn off that auto stop start feature, or idle stop as it is sometimes called, there is the button for doing that. To control the functionality of the sunroof, let me show you one thing here real quick. During the hot times of the year, or really any time, I guess, when the sun is shining in, if you want to get rid of that problem, well, it's easy to do. You have the power shade that draws forward. That is going to be the button right here, or switch. On the right-hand side, on the left, you can open the sunroof. It tilts open. It also slides open. And right here, you're going to find a sunglass holder. And when we hopped in, I showed you what happens on the instrument display, the driver's display here, as far as what you're greeted by. You also will have an experience when you leave. And that's what it is. Okay, let's get out on the road for our test drive. First of all, you can expect a good ride quality. One of the things I do like to tell people in these videos is you really need to drive the vehicles for yourself. I can pass along what I think about it, but you know what? Depending on your driving experience and what you're used to, you might experience something completely different. And for example, you might be used to a vehicle that has a very poor ride quality, and you might hop in here and say, wow, that is super smooth. You didn't really tell us that. It really depends on what you're used to. One way or another, I do think the ride quality here is comfortable. It's an enjoyable ride quality, good handling. Obviously with the SH all-wheel drive, well, you're going to have great handling. That's going to help in a lot of situations, especially for those of you who live out in an area where it snows a lot. And thankfully you have a good windshield to see out of for, number one, when the Ram pickups pull out in front of you and accidentally, well, it didn't really pull out in front of me, but he came into my lane, took that turn a little wide. He did pull out in front of that Prius. You might have seen that. But anyway, sorry, distractions. It happens with these wonderful drivers around here. One way or another, you live in an area where it snows a lot. Let me get back on track here. You probably notice those things and say something in the comments anyway, so I might as well say it too. SH all-wheel drive gives the big advantage of the fact that you're able to drive better in snow. Obviously, rear-wheel drive is not good there, and you don't have front-wheel drive here anymore with the RDX, so it's really a pretty good situation where that's concerned. And the interior itself, obviously, well, it's an Acura. It's going to be high-end, nice materials, comfortable, and while this obviously isn't the highest trim level, you still get a lot for what you pay for, not only in the way of just generalized features, but also technology. All of that is here. The panoramic sunroof that I know so many of you are big fans of, a panoramic sunroof compared to a conventional size sunroof. And the technology here, while you don't have a touch screen, I will say that the technology here is easy to learn and easy to use. At least in my opinion, that's the situation. I know some people are still sitting out there waiting to learn this technology, but don't worry about it. And don't forget, number one, it's easy to learn and use. Number two, you have YouTube. You can learn it right there. You can watch videos, tutorial videos, as many times as you need to until you get it. It's just so simple, no big deal. For those that say, I'm not going to use all of that, I promise once you have had your RDX for a little while, no big deal. So a very enjoyable vehicle to drive, plenty of space for the driver and the passengers, whether here in the front or in the back seating area. Very comfortable. I can adjust the seats here however I need to, whether it's in the front or rear seating area. And you have a reasonable amount of cargo capacity for the size of the vehicle. So overall, pretty well-rounded. And if you're wondering, does it need more horsepower? Well, I'm not going to step on it real hard right here, but if you ask me, everything needs more horsepower. But in all reality, I don't think so. I don't think this RDX with the 2-liter under the hood, that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, I think it has more than enough. I don't think it's going to let you down. It's not going to be a difficult situation to get up to speed for the highway or wherever you're driving. You really shouldn't have any trouble. So the RDX, definitely a right choice if this is something you're in the market for. And as far as the 2024 Acura RDX goes, especially with this base model, that is everything you need to know. Tell me what you think. Is this something you're interested in for 2024? What trim level? What color combination do you want? Tell me all about it. I'm always curious to know. And one thing I do want to say, if you live in or around the Shreveport, Louisiana area and you're planning to come into Acura and buy a brand new vehicle, this only applies to brand new models, mention that you watched my video on that particular vehicle that you're interested in, and that's the Vehicle Visionary discount. You automatically receive $500 off. It's a good place to start. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Acura for loaning me this RDX for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.